What's up, y'all? I've got some pretty massive reworks from Meloetta. Super cool buffs and changes as always. Make sure you check out the description below and see all of the vast move buffs and changes. There are 600 plus move buffs and changes in this hack, and those greatly impact the way that the Pokemon functions. For example, in this case, I mean, there's literally a million, and I don't even have time to get into everyone, but one of the most important ones for this case is Revelation Dance. Revelation Dance matches their primary typing. In this case, I changed the normal typing to Fairy for these two, which is awesome. It makes them much better offensively, and also gives them nice immunities. Not that normal is bad, because you also have good immunities with normal, but Pixelate is really cool. So they are still these sound-based Pokemon, which is why they had the normal typing to begin with, because they are singers, or at least Ariaform is a singer. And so I gave them Pixelate, so that way their singing moves and sound moves become Fairy type to match their typing, and I think that's super sick. Pirouette form is the only other Fairy fighting type alongside Granbull. However, Granbull is, first of all, available from much earlier and is also incredible and is a bulkier Pokemon, while Pirouette form is relatively frail and is only available to be changed mid-battle, so you have to run Serenade, which I'll get into. But I wanted to quickly mention that Serene Grace is not bad. Serene Grace is great. You have access to infinite use ability capsules, so you can easily cycle between your two abilities. And Revelation Dance is awesome, because with Serene Grace, that becomes a 90 base power Fairy type move that gives you a special attack boost 100% of the time, because normally Revelation Dance is 50%. So on Serene Grace Pokemon, which there are several that have Revelation Dance, this one really being a super fitting candidate for that move. Fairy type move, 100% special attack boost. That alone makes Serene Grace worth using. Not to mention you have moves that flinch. Hoodwink is a physical fairy type Ironhead. Extrasensory has a 30% flinch rate, so with Serene Grace at 60%. Those are the major ones. Meteor Mash has a 50% chance to boost special attack with Serene Grace, and you have a bunch of other nice little additional effect chances via TM and Tutor that have chances to boost special attack, or for example, Play Rough will always drop attack. That kind of stuff is all really nice and fun to use. But in general, the best option you have with Serene Grace is Revelation Dance, and that's great on both forms. Speaking of how the forms work, so Serenade is a move that all kinds of Pokemon have now. That is a 70 base power normal type move that makes the opponent drowsy, and that's incredible, obviously. And it's not a bad move at all. And the cool thing that you can do with these two forms is you can run Aria form, click Serenade, and you can also, the beautiful thing about Serenade is you can reteach it via a move tutor who teaches Keldeo and Meloetta their moves. So you don't have to run Serenade every fight, because keep in mind, once you click Serenade, you will change it to Pirouette form. That helps balance out Pirouette form, because it's a very fast and strong mixed attacker with incredible dual stab. However, the downside is not only is it frail, but also you have to use Serenade, which means at best you're running a mixed set, and each time you click Serenade, you'll change forms back. Boom Burst is incredibly powerful. That is only 125 base power now, because way more Pokemon have it, but with Pixelate, that's 150 base power, 0 drawbacks. Hyper Beam is even stronger at 192 base power, same with Giga Impact, and those will both drop your attack or special attack stat by 2. And you have all kinds of other great normal type moves with Pixelate as well. But in general, Serene Grace still has that use. I mean, just purely Revelation Dance is incredible. You can easily snowball out of control with that. So that's really fun, especially on Pirouette form, because you're super fast, or on like a Scarf Aria form. You can just slap that on for certain boss fights and just mow them down, although it won't be that easy. Keep in mind that Aria form is now weak to First Impression, which is a very common priority move in this hack, while Pirouette form no longer resists First Impression, because Fairy and Fighting and Ghost no longer resist Bug in this hack. So they went from having a 4 times resist to stuff like U-Turn and First Impression and all those other powerful Bug type moves to being neutral, which in this case, a strong First Impression is going to drop Meloetta Pirouette form in one hit for sure. If it's a stab coming off of a strong Pokemon, for example, it'll probably drop you in one hit. 70, 77, 77 is not bad bulk at all, but you're only going to be using that for resistances really. But you still have 4 times resistance to Dark, which is huge. All kinds of other nice useful resistances like immunity to Dragon and resistance to Rock and all that fun stuff. And then Aria form is much bulkier with an incredible Spadef stat and even stronger special attack stat and a solid speed Terra base 100. So you can easily just toggle between the forms. Again, like I said, Pirouette form is severely hindered by the fact that it has to use Serenade to change forms. But the really cool thing that you can do for a lot of boss fights is you can actually switch in Aria form, abuse that Fairy Psychic typing and good Spadef, incredible Spadef, swap it in, take the hit, click Serenade, kill whatever's in front of you, get Fighting Stab, click Revelation Dance, you get a special attack boost and get that Fairy type move. You can also use something like Aura Sphere, which is Fighting type and Stab on Pirouette form, also stuff like Focus Blast and all those other good moves. And what you can do is you can click, let me make sure that Revelation Dance, I actually might have made Revelation Dance, oh shit, hopefully I didn't fuck that up. I did change their primary typing. Yeah, so I goofed. So Their Revelation Dance is actually psychic and fighting respectively, which is better. That's better. Not because it's a better offensive combo, although it arguably is, but because you don't have to run a third move. So all you need is Serenade plus Revelation Dance for stab. Serenade is your fairy type stab with Pixelate. Revelation Dance is not only incredible with Serene Grace, but also your fighting / psychic type stab. So those are 2 moves. You don't need to run anymore. Of course, you would like to for a lot of cases, not to mention without Pixelate, you don't have Fairy Stab, which you can just teach Dazzling Gleam or something else, or Meteor Mash, or all these other moves. But depending on if you're running physical or special. Special Pure Wet form is not that much weaker than physical Pure Wet form and isn't burdened by the fact that Serenade is a special move. But like I said, mixed sets are great too. But special sets for Pure Wet form are very valid. Kind of reminds me of Iron Valiant in its stat distribution and typing, which is pretty cool. Very, very fun Pokemon. All kinds of really creative things you can do with the form change in mid-battle. You can really be smart about it and technical with it, and change your typing mid-battle. That's a really, really cool mechanic that not a lot of Pokemon can do, especially when you can change back. So then you can change back after. Like, it's super cool, right? Very, very, very fun. Very fast, very strong. Boom Burst is an absolute nuke. Very, very good Pokemon, like I said. They're still vulnerable to priority, which is on literally every Pokemon in this hack, and that will definitely keep them in check. Same goes for any other fast offensive Pokemon. Those will easily be scared out, and you can't just sweep trainer fights with them, unless you're being very smart about it and you're being tactical. But setup moves, PP is nerfed on those. All kinds of things make setup a lot harder. But in general, great Pokemon. I could cover a few more things, but honestly, I'm just going to leave the video off there. Check out that move sheet in the description below if you've yet to do so, because there's a lot of really, really important move buffs and changes there that you should check out. And that, like I said earlier, greatly impacts the way these Pokemon will function. But I'm just going to cover the key things here. And as for the typing, I think Fairy fits pretty well. I mostly just thought it was cool that we had another Fighting Fairy. There's a lot of normal Psychics. Yeah, well, there's a lot of Psychic Fairies in this hack too, so it wasn't so much about the Aria form, but Pure Wet form, kind of boring as a normal fighting when there's a bunch of other new normal fighting types. Did I loop this? I did. Yeah, bulky sets with Draining Kiss on Aria form are pretty cool too. You know, you really can just take advantage of a lot of different things. Revelation Dance, Draining Kiss, it's beautiful, all right? All kinds of beautiful stuff you can take advantage of. Be creative with it. Make the most out of your Pokemon. Change your EV spreads depending on the boss fight. Change your TMs and tutors around. Change your abilities around with that infinite usability capsule and go to town. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. Hopefully this was entertaining and informative. My bad, I'm messing up the primary typing, by the way. In a lot of cases, I actually don't even bother showing that the primary typing. Oh yeah, I should probably change Revelation Dance's color. What am I doing? I am off today. Damn, I can't even. Oh, okay. Actually, I'm going to keep it normal in this case because I can't make it both psychic and fighting color at the same time. So in this, but normally I change the color on the sheet to match what the type will be, even if they're, for example, with the Ligant, its fairy typing is the secondary typing on the sheet, but in the files, it's actually their primary typing, so they get fairy type Revelation Dance as opposed to grass. But that's just one example. In this case, though, psychic or fighting, right? Hopefully that's clear now. Yeah, super fun. Very, very cool buffs and changes. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. Like I said, make sure you check out that sheet. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you drop a comment down below. And I'll be back for more Unova Legends coming up. Peace.